You know, it's been a few years, but there's a stretch of road in Ada County that caught our attention back in 2019. Actually, it was brought to our attention by a few viewers, which is kind of why we're talking about it again today. We'll get to that in a moment. First, if you've ever driven southwest of Boise between Kuna and the interstate, there's kind of a scenic route, which is, well, scenic for reasons unknown. Along Cunamore Road, there seems to be a shoe situation that, along with Charlie, the pay at Lake Monster and McCall, just can't be explained. Southeast of Boise, surrounded by high desert sagebrush, there's not a whole lot happening out here.
The range is now hot. The range is now hot.
Other than what you hear
Commence firing.
coming from the Blacks Creek shooting range. But there is one other thing happening out here that even some of these shooters can't quite set their sights on.
I don't know. It's one of those unsolved mysteries.
Most of them have seen it.
Yes, people have asked me, what's the story with all the shoes?
But no one can explain it.
UFO? Who knows?
On the ridge above the range, there's a different sort of shooting, so to speak.
I don't know.
Along a straight stretch of Cunamore Road, you start to see them. A high heel here, a bottoms-up boot there. But before you know it, you're rolling right alongside thousands of feet of what used to be on somebody's feet, now affixed to the top of fence posts. And there's all kinds in this collection.
They're galoshes. I saw some tennis shoes, some work boots.
From club shoes to kid shoes.
Kids' shoes, small shoes, big shoes, boots. Yeah.
And those familiar with the flock of footwear say it formed from just a few.
But there's more. There seems to be more and more every time I come out. And where they come from, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Curtis isn't the only one kind of curious.
The land out here is a mix of private and public property. Fish and Game, which operates some of it, says they're aware of the shoes, they just don't know why they're here. And the gentleman that owns this piece of land says it's been in his family for generations. And the shoes have been showing up for decades. He's never known why.
Neither do the nearby neighbors. Brett Turning has been out here almost a decade. No idea.
High school prank.
And it seems nobody could tell us why the sneakers and slip-ons and the rest of the abandoned souls are staked south of Boise.
Could be, you know, I mean, are they,
The most likely explanation?
People do crazy stuff.
And apparently for no apparent reason.
Yes, for no apparent reason.
I don't know what it means. I have no idea what it means.
Brian Holmes,
That's what gives the country character, I guess.
Idaho's News Channel 7.
So as you heard those who live nearby explain, those shoes have been showing up and have been there for years. As recently as last year, we've had people text us and ask us about them, wondering if we knew why we were there. But then last week, we got this text from Gail, who said, "Where did all those shoes go that were on the fence on Cunamore Road between the two shooting ranges?" Sure enough, this is what that section of Cunamore Road looked like this morning. Like Gail said, most, if not all of the shoes were gone. Well, not all of the shoes. A few others have asked the same question about the shoes being removed. And the answer to that question, where did they go, is much like the answer to the question of how did they get there in the first place? I mean, shoes just don't get up and walk away on their own, right? So what happened? Well, much like in 2019, I tried to reach out to the couple of landowners out there. Haven't heard back yet. The Bureau of Land Management manages some of the land in that area. They told us they're not aware of anyone taking them down. They didn't do it. But like we were told before, sometimes some of those private landowners just up and take the shoes down or have them removed at random times. However, our photographer, Kevin Esslinger, said there are a few of what he called fresh shoes out there, affixed to a few of the poles, and like they were put out there recently, which means those shoes should start reappearing randomly, I guess, all over again. And we'll never know the reasons why, which is why I guess it's the definition of a mystery.